1. Introduction. My name is Ginny. I am 27 years old. My husband, Mark, is 55. This age difference is noticeable to many people. When Mark and I walk together in public, for example, down the street or in a store, people often look at us. I can see their eyes. First, they look at Mark, then their eyes move to me. They often seem to be trying to understand our relationship. Some might wonder if he is my father. But then they see us holding hands or how we look at each other, and they understand I am his wife. These looks happen often, but we are used to them now. We live in a big, beautiful house. It has a very large garden, which Mark loves to care for. On sunny Sundays, he spends many hours working in the garden, planting flowers or trimming bushes. I often bring him a glass of cold lemonade. When he sees me, he always smiles. His eyes are full of kindness and love. In these quiet moments, when it is just the two of us in our garden, the world feels peaceful. Everything feels easy and right, like it is exactly where we should be. However, our path to this happy life was not always simple or without challenges. I love Mark very much. He is a truly good man. He is intelligent and often makes me laugh with his funny stories. Most importantly, he is a wonderful listener. When I am feeling sad or worried, he always listens carefully to my words. Then he gently holds my hand and tells me that everything will be okay. And when he says it, I believe him completely. Our love story, however, is a little complicated because of our age difference. Many people like to talk about us. They often think they know everything about our relationship. They believe they understand our story just from looking at us. But they do not know the real story. They do not know the journey we took to fall in love, and they do not know the difficulties we faced along the way. Sometimes, late at night, after Mark is asleep, I lie in bed and think. I think about the beginning of our relationship. I remember the young woman I was back then and the man Mark was before we were a couple. It feels like a completely different life. A life that existed before we found this quiet, happy house and this peaceful existence together. That earlier time was filled with many secrets. There were whispers from other people, and we often felt alone in our feelings. This book will tell our real story, from the very first day we met until today, explaining how we overcame the challenges and built our happy life together. 2. A new job. 5 years ago, I began a new part of my life. I had just finished my studies. I wanted to find work in a large company. Soon, I found a job. It was for an assistant position at a big architecture firm. My new boss was a man named Mr. Mark Cole. My first day at the company was very important to me. I felt very nervous. I wanted to make a good first impression, so I wore my best dress. The office building was modern and very tall. Inside, the office was big, with many glass walls. Everyone looked busy, working at their desks. I walked to Mr. Cole's office. His door was open. I could see him inside. He was talking on the phone and he looked very serious. He was an older man, and I noticed he had some gray hair on the sides of his head. He seemed like a powerful person. When he finished his phone call, he looked up and saw me. "You must be Ginny," he said. His voice was deep and calm. I felt my voice was small when I spoke. "Yes, Mr. Cole." "It is nice to meet you," I replied. He gave a small smile. "Welcome to the company. I hope you will like working here," he told me. I worked very hard every day. I wanted to do my job well. My tasks included bringing him coffee in the mornings, organizing his many meetings, and typing his important letters. Mr. Cole was a good boss. He was always polite to me. He always remembered to say please when he asked for something and thank you when I gave it to him. However, he was also very professional. He kept a clear distance between us. He was Mr. Cole, my boss, and I was Ginny, his assistant. There was a big, invisible wall between us. It was not a bad thing. It was simply how things were. Our talks were always about work. We spoke about documents, schedules, and projects. For many months, things stayed exactly this way. Our relationship was only professional. I did my job carefully, and he was my boss. Nothing more, nothing less. This was how our story began, in a busy office, with a clear line between us that seemed impossible to cross. 3. We start talking. One evening, I stayed at work for a long time. There was an important project I needed to finish. Everyone else had gone home. The office was quiet and dark. It was almost 9 o'clock at night. My boss, Mr. Cole, came out of his office. He looked very tired. He saw me at my desk. "You are still here, Ginny?" he asked. His voice was soft. This was the first time he called me Ginny. Before, he always used formal words. It felt different and special. "Yes, Mr. Cole," I said. "I just need to finish this report for tomorrow." He walked closer to my desk. "Go home, Ginny," he said kindly. "It can wait. You work too hard." He stayed there, standing nearby. Then we started to talk. It was not about work. We talked about many other things. We spoke about books we liked and our favorite types of music. He told me he loved old black and white movies. I told him I loved to cook, especially Italian food. We talked for about 1 hour. It was a new experience. For the first time, I did not see Mr. Cole, my boss. I saw a man. He had a kind smile and a warm laugh. This was a side of him I had never seen. I liked it very much. After that night, things slowly changed between us. Sometimes he would ask me to stay for a few minutes after work. We would talk, just the two of us. We often went to the empty kitchen and drank coffee. It became our secret. No one else knew about these talks. Every time he asked me to stay, my heart would beat very fast. It felt like I was doing something wrong, but at the same time, it felt very good and wonderful. I started to see him in a new way. He was not just the serious boss. I saw the kindness in his eyes. I noticed how he listened to me. And sometimes, when he thought I was not looking, I would catch him looking at me. His eyes were soft. My feelings for him began to grow. I started to like him more and more, not just as a boss, but as a person. These secret talks became the best part of my workday. They were precious moments just for us. This was the start of something new. It was the start of us. 4 people talk. Secrets in a big office often do not stay secret for a long time. Mark and I had been having our secret talks, but soon people started to notice us. They saw us talking by the coffee machine, often for a long time. They saw the way he smiled at me, a different kind of smile than he gave to others. Soon, quiet whispers began to spread through the office. Sometimes, I would walk into the kitchen to get a drink. Then 2 women who were talking would suddenly stop. They would look at me with curious eyes. It made me feel very uncomfortable and watched. One day, I heard one of them, a woman named Sarah, speak to another colleague in a low voice. She said, "She is so young. He has all that money. It is clear what is happening." My face felt hot with embarrassment and a little anger. I wanted to say something back to them, to tell them they were wrong, but I did not. I just took my water and walked away quickly. I felt very small and ashamed, even though I knew deep inside that I had done nothing wrong. Their words still hurt me very much. One afternoon, Mark and I were walking out of a meeting together. We were talking about the project. Sarah saw us as we walked by. She stopped us and smiled a fake smile. Then she spoke directly to Mark, but her eyes were on me. "Mr. Cole, you look so happy these days," she said. "Ginny must be a very good assistant." She said the word assistant slowly, with a strange tone like it was a bad joke. Her voice suggested something else. Mark stopped walking right away. He looked directly at Sarah. His face was not angry, which surprised me, but it was very serious and firm. "Ginny is the best assistant I have ever had," he said. His voice was calm and clear, but also a little cold. "And she is also a very kind person. You should try to be more like her, Sarah." Sarah's face turned very red. She did not say anything else. She just quickly walked away without another word. Mark then looked at me. "Are you okay?" he asked softly, his eyes showing concern. I just nodded my head. I was happy that he defended me so strongly in front of everyone. But at the same time, I was also very scared. Our secret was definitely not a secret anymore. It felt like it was becoming a big public problem, a scandal, for everyone to see and talk about. This made me worry about our future. 5. Telling my family. Mark and I knew our feelings were very strong. We were falling in love. Our secret talks turned into real dates outside of work. He took me to a beautiful restaurant. It was our first date, and he held my hand across the table. Everything felt perfect when we were together, but a big part of me knew I had to tell my parents. It was important to me that they knew about Mark. One Sunday, I went to my parents' house for dinner. My mom cooked my favorite meal, trying to make me feel comfortable. I felt very nervous. My heart was beating fast. We ate for a little while, and they asked me about my job like they always did. I took a deep breath. "Mom, Dad," I started, "I have something I need to tell you." I paused, trying to find the right words. "I am seeing someone." My mom smiled widely. "That is wonderful, dear," she said. "Who is he?" I took another deep breath. This was the hard part. "His name is Mark," I said. "Mark Cole." I looked at their faces. He is my boss." My dad looked surprised. His eyes opened wide. My mom's happy smile slowly disappeared. Her face became serious. "Your boss, Ginny?" she asked. "That is not a good idea." "It is more than just an idea," I told them. "I really like him. I think I love him." Then I made a big mistake. I told them his age. "He is 55, I said very quietly. The room became silent. My mother slowly put her fork down on her plate. Her face was cold. 55, she repeated. "Ginny, he is much older than your father. What are you thinking? What do people at work say about this? Does he have a lot of money? Is that why you are with him?" Tears started to fill my eyes. I felt a lump in my throat. "No," I cried. "It is not about money. I love him for who he is." "Love," my mother said, her voice sharp. "You are only 22 years old. You do not know what love truly is. This is a mistake, Ginny, a very big, embarrassing mistake." Her words hurt me deeply. I felt like she did not understand me at all. I quickly stood up from the table. I could not stay there anymore. I left their house that night feeling completely broken. My family was supposed to be a safe place, a place of comfort and understanding. But now, it felt like a place of judgment and sadness. I felt alone with my feelings for Mark. 6, a big fight. The pressure from everything became very heavy. The whispers at my job, the cold words from my family. All these things started to fill my mind. I felt like I was carrying a big weight. It was hard to smile, even with Mark. I tried to be strong, but inside I felt weak. I thought about my mother's words. I thought about the looks from my colleagues. It felt like everyone was watching, everyone was judging. One evening, Mark and I were at his house. We often spent time there. It was usually a happy place, a quiet place where I felt safe. On this night, we were looking at maps. We were planning a short holiday. Mark wanted to go to Italy. He smiled at me, his eyes full of excitement. "We could go to Italy," he said. "You could try real Italian food. I know a small restaurant there." But I could not smile back. My mind was full of dark thoughts. I remembered my mother's angry face. I remembered the rude comments at work. I felt a knot in my stomach. Mark noticed my sadness. His smile slowly faded. "What is wrong, Ginny?" he asked, his voice soft and worried. I took a deep breath. My voice was shaking a little. "Everyone thinks this is wrong," I said. "My family thinks so. The people at work think so. They all look at me. They think I am a foolish young woman who just wants your money. They think I am making a big mistake." Mark's face changed. I saw a look of hurt in his eyes. It was a look I had never seen before. "Do you think that, Ginny?" he asked quietly. "No, of course not," I said quickly. "But it is hard, Mark. You do not understand how hard it is for me. You are a powerful man. Nobody whispers about you. They only whisper about me. They talk behind my back. Sometimes, I wish you were younger. I wish this was just easy. I wish we did not have all these problems." The words came out of my mouth before I could stop them. As soon as I said them, I wanted to pull them back. I saw the deep pain in his eyes. His face became very serious. He stood up slowly. He walked away from me to the window. He looked outside, but he did not look at me. The room became very quiet. "I cannot change my age, Ginny," he said, his voice very low and sad. "If you are ashamed to be with me, then maybe your mother is right. Maybe this is all a mistake. Maybe we are making a big mistake." My heart felt like it broke into many pieces. We were fighting. It was not just a small disagreement. This was a big fight. The one person who was my safe place, who always made me feel better, was now pushing me away. He was saying that our love, our story, might be wrong. I thought, maybe this is the end. Maybe the world is right and we are wrong. I could not breathe. Tears came to my eyes, hot and fast. I ran out of his house. I did not stop running until I was in my car. I drove away, crying very hard. 7, my choice. I did not sleep that night. My mind was full of thoughts. I thought about the big fight with Mark. I thought about my words. They were very bad words. I thought about Mark's sad face. I thought about my life without him. The idea made me feel very empty. It felt like a big, empty space inside me. I loved him very much. I thought about his happy laugh. I thought about his kind, gentle eyes. I thought about the way he held my hand. It was a warm, safe feeling. Was I going to let other people's bad words destroy my happiness? Was I going to lose the best person in my life because of what other people thought? No, I decided. Their opinions did not matter. Only my feelings mattered. Only our love mattered. The next morning, I made a very important choice. My heart beat fast. I was very scared, but I was also very strong. I got into my car and drove back to his house. What if he was still angry? What if he did not want to see me? These thoughts made my hands shake, but I had to try. I had to tell him. I walked to his door and knocked. It felt like a very long time before he opened it. He looked tired. His eyes were sad, like he had not slept all night, just like me. "Mark," I said. My voice was quiet but clear. I am so sorry. What I said last night was horrible. It was not true. I was afraid and I said the wrong things. I looked into his eyes. I don't care about your age. I don't care what people say about us. Their words are not important. I only care about you. I love you, Mark. I want to be with you. I choose you always. Tears came to his eyes. He pulled me close. He held me very tight in his arms. I felt safe again. I love you too, Ginny, he said softly. I was so scared I lost you forever. He held my hand and we walked inside his house. We sat down together. I have made a choice, too, he told me. I am going to leave the company. I have thought about it for a long time, maybe for a year. It is the right time now. I want a new life with you, a real life. Not just as your boss, but as your partner, your husband if you will marry me. He looked at me. His eyes were full of love and hope. He was ready to give up his big job, his old life for me, for us. In that moment, all the bad whispers, all the mean words, and all the judgment disappeared from my mind. All I could see was our future. A happy future together. Yes, I whispered. My voice was full of joy. Yes, Mark, I will marry you. 8, our life now. Now I am 27 years old. My husband, Mark, is 55 years old. We are married, and our life is very happy. We got married 1 year after he asked me to be his wife. Our wedding was small. We only had a few close friends there to celebrate with us. My father came to the wedding. He was there to support me. He walked to Mark and shook his hand. It was a good moment for us. My mother did not come to our wedding day. This made me a little sad. But things are getting better now. Last week, my mother came to our house. She visited us for tea. It was her first time inside our home. She looked around our beautiful home. She saw how we live our life together. On the wall, there are many pictures. She saw pictures of Mark and me. We were on holiday in Italy. We had a wonderful time there. She also saw how Mark looked at me. He looked at me with love in his eyes. When she left our house, she hugged me tightly. She said, "You look happy, Ginny." It was a small step, but it was a start for our family. The people at Mark's old job are not a problem anymore. I got a new job at a different company, and I love my work. We do not have to hide our love anymore. We can be ourselves in public. Sometimes, when we are in our garden, Mark takes my hand. His hand is older than mine. It has more lines, but it feels perfect in my hand. It feels like home to me. People still look at us when we walk down the street. They still whisper sometimes, but I do not hear them anymore. I only hear the sound of my husband's laugh. They see a young woman and an older man. They often think it is a problem. They see a scandal. But I see the man I love, and he sees the woman he loves. Our story is not about age. It is about love. And our story has a very, very happy ending.